Hello, everybody. It's Night once again, and we are still on Epic 7. All right. And today I have another character for review for you, and this one is Kikirat V2. And we're just going to jump straight into it. This is a free to play unit. All right. So everybody is capable of getting this and should have this. All right. Now, even if you're just starting, I think the event's still going on right now. So if you feel like you want to play Epic 7, you can get this unit for free right now. And he is actually a great tank. All right. Now, he is a knight of the light. Oh, he is the light knight of the Capricorn astrology. And let's look at his moves. All right. We'll start with the skill one. Auto fire. Attacks with the Gatling gun with a 50% chance to dispel one buff. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's defense. All right, so now this is a purge or cleanse for the enemy's buffs. All right, and the attack increases based off of how much defense you have. So defense on him is like putting attack on him. That's just a simple way to think of it. All right, and his second move is a passive defense mode. Increases defense of the caster by 3% after attacking. Effect can only stack up to 5 times. So that's 15% naturally. 15% defense at max scaling or max stacking. And you can increase that to 18% if you scale it up. All right, his third move is defense mode. Increases defense of the caster by 3. Oh, wait. Oh, man. See, they almost got me. All right. Cleaning mode. Fires indiscriminately at all enemies with 60% chance to decrease hit chance for 1 turn before triggering counterattacks from the caster for 2 turns. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's defense. Soul burn effect increases damage dealt. So this is meant to be his damage dealing AoE move. All right. Now, he is a tank, so he's not going to do the world's greatest damage. You know, he's not going to be the #1 damage dealer, but he can hit hard, especially if you're building him with all defense. All right. Now, or hell, all defense and attack, but forget the attack part. You don't really want to go there. But yeah. All right. So he has a blind on this skill at a 60% chance, and you can get that 75% chance, and that's still good. That means 3 out of 4 of the opponents on PvP will get blinded, meaning they have a 50% chance of missing you with their attacks altogether. So that's good damage mitigation right there. And on top of that, he has counterattack. So if they retaliate with a counterattack of their own, an AoE move, or if they just choose to make him a target, he can hit them back. All right. Now, if you look at his stats, we're gonna go over the 5-star. All right. Now his 5-star stats are decent. All right, they are just decent. They're not the greatest. He has 603 defense, 90 speed, 4600 health, and his attack is 500. Whatever. We don't care about that. He's a knight. All right. But there's a big but. All right. All right. If you get him to 6 stars, his defense jumps up to 749, and his health jumps up to 5700. Now, these are just numbers to you guys, but to explain this, his defense is the 3rd highest defense in the entire game. All right. That's just to make it real simple for you. All right. Nobody has more defense than him besides 2 units. One of them is a Moonlight unit, so that's going to be extremely hard to get. I've only seen that character 1 time since I've been playing this, and that is Ruel of Light. She is the doppelganger or the original form of Destina. All right. Now she has the highest defense in the game, or second highest, excuse me, second highest. And the highest defense unit in the game is Armin. He is a 4-star Earth unit. He has the highest unit and the highest defense in the entire game. But okay, I don't want to make this whole video about those two, but yeah. So the only people who are beating him in the defense stat are a 5-star Moonlight unit and a 4-star Earth unit. Nobody else. So his defense scaling is huge. So just build defense on him, and you will be golden. All right. He will be a brick wall for your team. All right. Now, a couple things to think about. If you look at his 3rd skill, he fires indiscriminately at all enemies, and he can put a counterattack on himself. Now, the sort of downside to him being able to put a counterattack on himself is the fact that he doesn't have a provoke, and there are no artifacts that can give you provoke, which I think the game really needs, because his kit is half done. The fact that you can have counterattacks on, but you can't force people to actually hit you means you're leaving it up to them. So if if you're going against a smart player, they will save him for last and then use all 4 of their units just to jump him until he's finally dead. And he can't really do nothing about that, especially if you've already used your cleaning mode move and it's on cooldown. Because as you see, his skill enhance, he does not get any cooldowns for this move, so it stays at 4. And you can put on Prophetic Candlestick, but I wouldn't recommend it because he doesn't have a provoke, so he can't force people to hit him like I was saying earlier about the counterattack. So you could never get that procced unless their team's full of like AoE units or something. Or they're just not thinking too smart right now and they decide to go and run up on him. So, yeah. So that's done, but he has a Dispel, which is good. It's only single target, but it's also what makes it even more potent is the fact that it works with his counterattack. Like he counterattacks and this is the move he does. So anytime somebody hits him, he will be purging them of their buff. Well, at least one of them. Anyway, so let's say somebody hits him, they have an attack buff and a speed buff or something. He's going to take one of those off after he counterattacks. So that's actually pretty decent, especially when you want units. The only thing he's really missing in his kit is some sustain and a provoke. And then he will be good. He will be top tier with sustain and provoke. He would do a lot. But he doesn't have it, so that's probably why he's a 3-star Kikirat free-to-play unit. If he had all of that, he'd be worth 5-star. Well, not worth 5-star, but he would be a 5-star. All right. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it when it comes to his kit and his stats. So let's go ahead and look at some artifacts that we can use for him. All right. Now, as far as the 5-star artifacts go, there are 2. Wait, is it 2 or 1? Let me click this one real quick. I think it might be 2. Okay, yes, it's 2. All right. Now, 5-star artifacts, you have 2. You have Elbrus Ritual Sword, and this will give him counterattack anytime he is not the specific target. And him not having a provoke means that it's a good chance he will not be the specific target. So putting this on him is top tier, but it's 5-star, so you may not have this. All right. This is the best, the absolute best artifact you can put on him, at least in my eyes. The very second close runner-up is Noble Oath. And the only reason Noble Oath goes down is because it doesn't really get to full maximum potential until you're already halfway to death. So let's say they hit you with a debuff before you get to 50% from your, you get the 50% before, excuse me. Let's say they hit you with a debuff before you get down to 50% health and you get your effect resistance raised by 50%. This artifact will do nothing for you. The debuff has already been landed. Now, the next debuff may be blocked because you got that 50% increase to your effect resistance, but the first one, depending on how potent it is, it could be your last, all right? So, but this card is still great for him. It is extremely great. This is the number 2 slot. It's just not going to be number 1 for me. All right, now go to 4-star. Now, for the 4-star one, I think we just got one. Yeah, Aureus. All right. Increases the defense of all allies by 10% and takes 10% of the damage suffered by them. Does not overlap with an artifact providing the same effect. All right. Now, he gets defense from this. All right. And he takes 10%, or takes 20% at max level of your allies' damage that they take. So since he doesn't have a provoke, the best thing you can do for his team is to take at least some of the damage away from them getting chose. So this card is the number 3 card number 3 artifact that I would use for him. I'm sorry I keep calling it cards, but that's what they look like to me. So yeah, Aureus is the 3rd card I would recommend for Kikirat. Now, some free-to-play stuff, all right? Like I was saying earlier, I wouldn't use Prophetic Candlestick because you don't have a provoke to make sure you get hit to proc this. It's only a 40% chance, so it's not guaranteed. So you got to be getting hit multiple times to ensure that you're getting this off. All right, so we'll skip past that one. That's not the best one for me. I say it's pretty low. All right, but the ones that I would recommend. All right, we're gonna start with Labyrinth Cube. 10% chance to increase the caster's combat readiness by 15% at the enemy's turn, 20%, all right, at max level. Now, 20% chance to increase the combat readiness by 15%, excuse me. All right, now, this card is good because it allows him to go faster and get more turns, being that you can't really control who hits you for like prophetic candlestick to get your cooldowns to go down. You can use this in order to speed up your turn process, so you get your turns faster, making your cooldowns go down faster. And it goes based upon how many enemies went. So he being a tanky unit, he's not going to be moving as often anyway. So every unit you have a chance of getting that 15% at a maximum of 60% turn bar increase combat readiness. All right, so that's one. That's a free to play card you can use if you don't have the 5-star or the 4-star. And another great one, this is probably the last one I'm going to mention because the other ones are mediocre compared to this one. But all right, Forest Totem has a 10% chance to grant continuous healing for 2 turns when attacked. Can be activated once every 2 turns, and at max level, it goes up to a 20% chance to grant it. All right, and it gives you a ton of health. Once again, good for knights. Now, this card right here, this gives one of the few things that I think he's missing. All right, it gives him the sustainability. Him already being tanky is good, but if you don't have sustain, you just gonna get whittled down. All right, people are just gonna hit you over. It may take longer, but it's still gonna be a defeat. But if you have sustain, you can make it extremely harder for anybody to take out a defense unit built properly. And this card will give Kikirat a good chance of surviving if he's the last man standing or if he's the specific target in mind, which is highly unlikely, but still, it could happen. All right. Now, the continuous healing, it heals you based off the healing effect increases based off your maximum health. So the more health you have, the more healing you'll get. But him being a defense scaling unit, you don't want to build health. So it's not going to be some absurd amount, but it should be a good enough to keep you sustained. All right. Especially with all the defense you got. And it lasts for 2 turns. And then after, it can only be activated 2 turns. So when it's over, when the 2 turns are up, you can activate it again. You have a possibility of activating it again when you get hit. And you can get another 2 turns of healing. It just keeps going like that. So it can stay up permanently. It has permanent uptime. All right. Now, what I do want to say is, out of all these cards or artifacts, I keep doing it, excuse me. Yeah. So we have Elber's Ritual, Noble Oath, Aureus, Labyrinth Cube. Oops, my bad. And we have Forest Totem. These are the artifacts you want to use on Kikirat. All right. Now, Kikirat is the free-to-play unit. So if you don't have him, go get him. I would suggest it. He's very good at max potential. All right. But yeah, that's been my little showcase overview for Kikirat V2. And I'm Knight. I'll see you guys later.